You're not imagining it. That brand new construction home that you just walked into that felt a little bit off, well, there's a reason for that. And it's not bad construction. It's actually something worse. It's something psychological. That's why today I'm going to reveal to you 5 reasons why pretty much every house built after 2010 just feels off. And stick around to the end because I will share with you 3 budget-friendly ways to bring your home to feeling like a warm hug, even if you have one of these newer construction homes built after 2010. But let's get right into it. So one of the most popular features of modern homes built after 2010 is definitely the open floor plan. The open floor plan promises togetherness as well as connection and giving you those sight lines so you can see what's going on throughout the home. But it actually delivers something a little more dark: constant stress, sensory overload, and what one child in my research described perfectly as no place to be. That's what one child said when his dad and mom had built a beautiful new construction home with that beautiful open floor plan. The kid came in and basically, when he looked around, he was like, "There's no place to be, Daddy." And that means he basically felt like there was no area that was closed off and secluded that he could be outside of his bedroom. And humans just crave that secluded feeling sometimes. And you don't want everything to be on display. You don't want all your activities to be out in the open. Sometimes you want something that's a little bit more private. And I'd say that's especially true as children get a little bit older and they want to have their own separate space versus sharing the space with adults and grown-ups. And here's the other thing. If you're like me and you're the person that cleans up in the house the most, then when you have an open concept home and you're constantly looking at that kitchen that has all these cups and dishes and pots and pans and piled up, and you're in the living room looking at that mess, it's just stressful to know that I've got to go clean that up, or maybe I should clean it up before I watch TV. So that's another issue, is you're constantly seeing that mess in the kitchen and you can't hide it behind any wall or close a door. And here is the science. I know you've been waiting for this around those psychological reasons, and I did some science around open floor plan offices. And these have a lot of the same noise issues that open concept homes have. A study done on open concept and open offices found that constant auditory distractions, meaning things that you can hear all around you, increased a negative mood by 25%. And it even increased the human sweat response, meaning you're getting sweaty, by 34%, those people that were in these open floor plan offices. And this was just after a few minutes of exposure. Just imagine living there 24/7. This next one is a little dirty secret that a lot of builders don't want you to know about some of these higher end homes. A lot of these homes are actually built from the exact same materials as a $100,000 tract home. So a lot of builders from the 2010s and up are doing what I like to call fake luxury. They basically install different things throughout the home or just use materials for building the home that are typical everyday materials. They're not really high-end materials, but they charge high-end prices and very expensive prices for the home. You're getting a luxury price tag, but you're not actually getting high quality materials. That doesn't seem fair, does it? A lot of these builders like to build this huge open concept, very grand space to really impress people when they walk in the door, because the homes do have a lot of square footage. But it ends up feeling just like a noisy warehouse, especially when you're touring it with no furniture inside. What's one of the most hated materials in some of these luxury homes? That would be luxury vinyl plank flooring. People do not like luxury plank because a lot of times it looks like wood from a distance, but then when you get up close to it, when you're actually walking on it, it doesn't sound like real wood, definitely doesn't feel like real wood, and up close it doesn't actually look like real wood. It's obviously fake. Luxury vinyl plank it can scratch and it's difficult to repair. You obviously can't refinish it, and In terms of resale value, hardwood flooring is always going to have a better resale value for your home than some of these luxury vinyl plank floors. And here's why cheap materials in a home can actually make you feel uneasy. It's because your brain is incredibly good at detecting authentic material. And when you visually see wood that's supposed to look and feel like real wood, but then it actually doesn't feel like real wood or sound like real wood, what that does in your brain, it causes something called cognitive dissonance. So your eyes say wood, but your other senses say plastic. The mismatch really just caused this very subtle feeling of something being off or something being just plain wrong with the home. And one of my girlfriends actually put this perfectly. She said, going into one of these new construction homes, it's like buying a bag of chips these days. It's 90% air and 10% chips. And a lot of times there's a bunch of artificial stuff in those chips that's not even good for you. In other words, these homes can look big and impressive, but they can feel very inauthentic and fake. Your subconscious knows that you're being sold a lie. Some other examples might be laminate countertops or even some quartz countertops that just look like very fake stone. Those also can cause that cognitive dissonance. Or maybe you have some ceramic tiles that definitely don't look real. Or you might just have some very cheap, inexpensive, kind of flimsy looking handles and poles, or maybe fixtures in terms of your faucets and things like that. If those are very inexpensive and very cheap and not really having a lot of metal on them, those are definitely going to cause that cognitive dissonance, and they look great, but then they actually don't feel great. What's your biggest pet peeve about cheap materials being in some of these newer homes? Let us know down in the comments below. And if this next one is about something that a lot of builders have eliminated entirely from many of these newer construction homes, and that is an entryway. So to save on square footage and help cut costs in some of these newer construction homes, a lot of builders have completely eliminated any kind of an entryway, and basically your front door deposits you directly into your living room or sometimes your kitchen. There's no vestibule, there's no foyer, there's no mudroom, there's no entryway of any kind, and it really is causing these kind of a security nightmare as well as a privacy nightmare, and it's just impractical. A lot of people get concerned because when you own a home, a lot of times you get these solicitors or workmen or whatever, and they come and knock on your door, and if you have no entryway to talk to them, it can create this feeling of uneasiness and security issue because you don't really want to invite them just directly into your living room, somebody you don't even know. This is especially true in today's world, especially if you have little kids. Like if your little kid is sitting in the living room and some stranger walks in and tries to come into your house, you're definitely feeling like full on alarmed, right? You don't want anybody entering your house with your kid right there, and that's what happens when there's no entryway of any kind. And it's also very impractical because you have nowhere to put your coat, you don't have anywhere to put your boots, especially in the winter. There's no transition place from outside to inside when you lack an entryway. Entryways and foyers, they offer this transition space so your brain can go from outside mode, dealing with the stresses of the outside world, to home mode. Without that, your brain is still in outside mode when it gets home. So you're bringing the stress and high energy from that outside world into your living space, and there's absolutely no time for decompression and to get into a different frame of mind. Historically, people had these entryways and foyers in their home where they could receive delivery people or salespeople or maybe a neighbor and discuss things with them. But now when you have no entryway, you're letting complete strangers, when you answer the door, see your entire living space. And if you have an open concept home, they're seeing straight to your kitchen and all your dirty dishes as well. They're seeing your kids fighting. They're seeing everything about your life, and these are complete and utter strangers. It creates this low-level vulnerability for your brain, and it really heightens that fight or flight response, and your brain is just confused when you lack these entryways in your own home. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know about how you feel about having an entryway space and what is your number one item that you wish you had in your entryway. This next modern home trend definitely can make homes feel more like a waiting room versus a modern sanctuary. And that is the trend of these gray wood look floors. One of my friends said that one of the things that breaks her heart when she goes and looks at some of these newer build home 2010s and later is the fact that first of all that they're open concept, and second of all they have all of this gray flooring throughout them. She said it makes a modern home actually feel more like a commercial space, and that is definitely not ideal. So somebody else I know said that modern homes often make her feel like she's in a warehouse or a waiting room or maybe a lobby for a hotel or something, but it doesn't make her feel like she's in somebody's home. It feels like she's waiting for something unpleasant to happen. And that's because it feels a little bit off. She says that some of these gray floorings have a more institutional feel, or it makes her feel like she's at some corporation or some corporate headquarters. Here is why that using the color gray on your floors psychologically can make you feel uneasy. Color psychology research shows that gray is associated with neutrality, but it's also associated with sadness, lack of energy, and depression. But warmer wood tones, like a honey, an amber, or a walnut, are associated with comfort, security, and warmth. So when you are taking a wood color and you're stripping it of all the warmth, so as in gray flooring, you're removing all that psychological comfort that real wood gives to your brain. Our brains have evolved over millions of years to associate warmth and comfort with wood tones. It associates wood with safety and shelter because our homes and shelters have been made of wood for thousands of years. And gray wood actually sends mixed signals to your brain. It's wood, which is safe, but it's gray, which is cold and sterile. This creates that cognitive dissonance, which makes your brain feel uneasy. And those gray floors can really make your home feel a little dirty and feel a little drab, which we don't want either. So a lot of these gray wood look flooring were definitely very popular throughout the early 2000s as well as through the 2010s, and that's why they can look a little bit dated today, in addition to providing that cognitive dissonance that makes your brain feel uneasy. Gray floors can also make your home feel colder, even though they're actually not that cold. So using those natural, warmer wood tones is going to make your home feel more like a warm hug and be more inviting. I would like to know down in the comments below, do you love a gray floor? Or are you team warm wood? Let us know down in the comments below what you think. Now this next one is all about something that builders really are trying to sell you on, especially in those luxury or higher end homes, and that is around your ceiling height. A lot of these new construction homes have high ceilings, 9, 10, or 12 feet, sometimes even higher. But here's a secret that they won't tell you. High ceilings only really feel good to your brain when they're balanced by having walls as well as defined spaces. Without that, you're feeling like you're living in a warehouse. One of my friends visited and toured a new construction home that had 12-foot ceilings, and it was a beautiful, gorgeous home, but she said it felt extremely overwhelming to be in that house. She said it felt like being in a warehouse, it was cold, and it also had a lot of echo to it, which is very disconcerting. And that's the problem with these high ceilings and that open concept space. They can make you feel small, very exposed, as well as somewhat disoriented. Now, this doesn't have to be the case. Some people have these beautiful historic homes with these tall ceilings, but they have very well-defined rooms, and they are cozy, charming, and have tons of character, and they feel really great. It's when you combine those high ceilings with that open concept, that's when you begin to have a problem. And here is the science behind this. A 2024 study that studied different students taking exams in classrooms with high ceilings found that students taking exams in the classrooms with very high ceilings consistently scored lower than students taking exams in exam rooms with shorter ceilings. The researchers in this study actually did brain monitoring, and they found that our brains have to work harder just to process the information of the larger space. This left less cognitive energy to process the task at hand, which was taking the test. High ceilings literally drain your mental energy. Not good. And psychologists have a name for this. It's called the cathedral effect. High ceilings definitely encourage expansive thinking, which sounds good, but it can make it hard for you to process things in terms of the space around you. You feel ungrounded in these rooms with high ceilings. In a room with lower ceilings, like my room here, your brain can quickly map the space, figure out where it is, and it's ready to go with other tasks. Your brain just feels more secure in a room with lower ceilings. But if you're in those high ceiling rooms, it can create low levels of anxiety. The issue with these modern homes is that they just feel like a warehouse and you feel very exposed. And if you think about it, in caveman days, people used to live in a cave and that had a lower ceiling, and that way they felt more secure, more protected. And so your brain is going to feel more at ease when you have a little bit lower of a ceiling, or at least walls around you and that higher ceiling. How do you feel about high ceilings? Do you gotta have it, or do you want to make it stop? I would love to know down in the comments below. And I know we've been talking a lot about what is wrong with some of these newer construction in terms of architectural details, but how are we going to fix that? Because I love to bring you guys solutions. We're about to get to that right now. But first, make sure if you are loving this video, hit that like button and make sure you hit subscribe to get more videos just like this served to you by YouTube. So here are 3 of those budget-friendly hacks that are gonna make your house feel like a warm hug instead of a cold warehouse. Number 1 is creating what I call a fake room, in terms of if you already have a home with this huge open concept space, you want to create defined spaces, and you can use things like furniture as well as rugs. You can also use some kind of a room divider, which can be some of these shelving units as well. You can use even something as simple as having your sofa that's in your open concept space and having a console table behind it. That's going to help create a little bit of division in terms of your space. And you definitely want to use rugs to define different areas in your open concept space. You can use a rug in terms of your living area. Obviously, some people put rugs in the dining area, which I personally am not a huge fan of, but it does help define that space. I would just get something that's easy to clean. And then if you have a different area that's maybe a sitting area, you can have a rug over there too. Using a lot of rugs can help absorb some of that sound that we talked about, which is a major problem in those open concept spaces. You also want to use some kind of drapery and curtains. That is also going to help you absorb some of that sound so your brain can calm down and you're going to feel better in your own open concept home. Bonus tip number 2 is all about gray flooring. So what should you do if you already have gray flooring throughout your home and you don't want to have to replace it at all? Because trust me, I get it. You definitely want to layer some rugs, and you can actually do 2 different rugs. So you could do a jute rug and then put a softer rug on top of it and have some layered rugs, or try to use as many rugs as you can in your space to cover up the flooring, and get as large a rug as you can, again, to cover up that flooring as much as possible. And you definitely want to use warmer tones and warmer colors in terms of those rugs. And you can also get more warmer tones in terms of your furniture and your soft goods as well. And that's going to help counteract the gray. And then if you lack an entryway, there are things that you can do to build your own entryway, even if you have a tiny area. What we did in ours, we put a bench and a mirror and a couple of hooks underneath it to create kind of a drop zone and an entryway space to take off your shoes. And that works really well. You can also put a traditional console table or a very small entryway table, like a narrow one, and have a mirror above it and maybe a dish to put your keys. You also could put a coat rack, or if you don't have room for a freestanding coat rack, adding hooks to the wall. And that way you have a space to at least put your coat and your hat when you come into your home. Another great way is to make sure you have an entryway rug that'll help define that space and create some kind of an entryway area. So now that you know why some of these newer construction homes just feel a little bit off, don't you want to know what some of the latest and greatest interior design trends that are coming at us in 2026? If you do, then watch this next video right here, and I will see you in the next video.